It's 2019 and technology is always changing. So today we're talking about the latest advances in hearing aids, and I'm here with audiologist Dr. Gnewikow. And so let's talk about what's the latest and greatest.
Well, I don't know that there's anything that's going to make us the way we used to be, but there are three major issues that you deal with when you have permanent hearing loss. One is to communicate well with people in face-to-face conversations and background noise. The other is to be able to communicate on your telephone, which is becoming more and more of an issue. And the third is to be able to understand television better. We've always had devices for each area, but you had to have a lot of extra things to make that work. So recently, a Swiss company called Phonak has come out with a device which eliminates all of the cumbersome devices you have to use to do those things. And it's a Bluetooth technology which is able to connect to almost any Bluetooth device, a Bluetooth television.
Cool.
It can connect to your iPad, it can connect to your phone. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have one brand of phone. It works with most all of them. And the way it works is when say your telephone rings, and I've got mine in my pocket now, it rings in the hearing aid, and with nothing more than what I have, which is a very tiny little device in my ear, it rings in my hearing aid. And so what I do to answer my telephone is simply touch a button, and now I carry on a conversation in stereo.
Cool.
Without ever taking my phone out of my pocket. You don't even have to have your phone on your person. You can have it within 25 or 30 feet. I know earlier today I got a call while I was with a patient and my telephone was in my office and it rang right then and I could answer it. So it gives you hands-free, just like you have in your car. It gives you stereo hearing, not mono hearing. You no longer have the issue of holding the telephone against your head all the time. The other thing that it will do is to connect directly to televisions.
How neat.
So your wife can set the TV where she wants it, and with this device on, it will transmit via Bluetooth directly to these devices, again, without any intermediate streaming devices, and you can hear the television as well, and sometimes better than your wife. You can even leave the room. I know when I've got mine, I can leave the room and shut the door, and I can listen to the television through the wall. Over the holidays, we were watching a movie. This little anecdote, but it bears the truth. My wife has really good hearing. I have really terrible hearing. And at the end of the movie, I had heard better than she had.
And does this use batteries like every hearing aid?
Well, you can get them with batteries, or now you can get them without batteries that you have to replace. There are actually some that are rechargeable. For example, I can take this hearing aid off and I can pop it in this charger, and if you charge it overnight, it's good for about 30 hours. And even a short charge for 10 or 15 minutes gives you a good bit of use time with this. So it's not necessary to continue to buy batteries like we have over the years. So for some people, particularly that have poor dexterity and have difficulty with small batteries, this might be a lot easier for them to just pop it in and not have to take it out. Take the battery out and put the battery in where they may have arthritis or they may have a little tremor or something. It's much easier. Plus, you don't have to buy batteries anymore. So the battery issue is an argument that a lot of people have used. I don't want to get a hearing aid because I got to keep buying batteries. Well, you don't have to do that anymore.
This device seems like quite a significant change then.
I think it's one of the major changes that I've seen. And with all the things it will do, although there will be technology that's even better in coming years, the name that they've chosen to give this device, Marvel, to me is quite appropriate.
Amazing. And to learn more about this device and others, you can always call Audiology Hearing Aid Associates. In Lynchburg, they're on Langhorne Road, 434-528-4245. In Danville, they're on Main Street, 434-799-6288. And also online at digitalhearingforyou.com.